Hedera is something entirely new in crypto, and it could change our approach to blockchain technology for good. There are a lot of blockchain and cryptocurrency related projects out there, but they aren't all cut from the same cloth. Hedera has a cryptocurrency, and it isn't exactly a blockchain, but it's something that you might have heard of or might be hearing about soon. Either way, it's definitely worth getting to know. Hedera is a public network with its own cryptocurrency, but it doesn't use a blockchain. It also supports non-fungible tokens, NFTs, but doesn't use smart contracts. It is decentralized like Bitcoin, but it also has a governing body like Ethereum, and that governing body is public. Hedera strives to be secure and scalable while being faster and more energy and cost efficient than other solutions. Hedera is owned and governed by 25 companies, including Google, IBM, LG, and Deutsche Telekom. It calls itself a third-generation public ledger that builds on the ideas and technologies of those other systems and has its own features as well. So how does Hedera work without using a blockchain? It uses a consensus algorithm called a hash graph. The hash graph is a public ledger that tracks time-stamped transactions between nodes on the network. That sounds a lot like blockchain, but there are a few key features that make it different. In the hash graph system, transactions are contextualized by their place in order among other transactions. That's compared to a blockchain where transactions are contextualized by their place in relation to the blockchain, meaning that the blockchain needs to be in perpetual production regardless of the traffic happening on that blockchain or with that cryptocurrency. Further, on the hash graph, these transactions are only sent out for confirmation by active nodes instead of all nodes on the network. This makes for a more scalable network, but it also saves energy and time. Transactions are prioritized by proof of stake, meaning how much of the HBAR cryptocurrency the users hold. Like all crypto protocols, the hash graph supports transactions made with the protocol's native token. In the case of some cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, that's all the protocol does. If you're up to date on NFTs, you know that crypto projects can be used to track anything associated with a digital identifier. Avery Dennison is a material science company that has used the Hedera hash graph to create a connected products cloud by applying these digital identifiers to physical items, allowing them to be tracked as they move through the supply chains. Hedera is also used for NFTs. The hash graph enables the ARIA exchange, a carbon-negative NFT platform run by the ARIA network, which is also partially backed by IBM. ServiceNow uses the Hedera hash graph in the cloud infrastructure that enables the company's digital workflows. Instead of tracking physical items like Avery Dennison, or digital items like the ARIA network, ServiceNow uses the hash graph to maintain a record of correspondence between entities that may be in direct competition with each other. Similarly, Safe Health Systems Inc. uses the Hedera hash graph to safely and privately store patient information for users of its platform, which is trusted by Mayo Clinic, Arizona State University, and others. Further, while Hedera doesn't use smart contract systems like Chainlink can use Hedera to make the platform even more versatile. You can purchase Hedera's native token, HBAR, through a Hedera account or from a number of other wallets and exchanges. However, most people who benefit from the hash graph may never interact with HBAR directly. Hedera's tokenization services mean that many applications built on the Hedera network use their own coins, including NFTs and utility tokens that are never traded like regular cryptocurrencies. Please remember that crypto investments can fall just as they can rise, and that you should never invest more money than you can afford to lose. Always research before investing any amount of money, crypto or not, and remember that this video is not a financial advisory service. Right now, you cannot mine Hedera as all nodes are run by the Hedera Governing Council. Once that council reaches 39 members, non-council members will be able to run nodes, and they will be rewarded for that work with HBAR, similar to mining on other cryptocurrencies. So, is the Hedera hash graph decentralized? The answer is sort of. It is decentralized insofar as no one person runs the show. However, it is not currently at the state of being entirely run by its users, though that is Hedera's endgame. You might be thinking, can you stake Hedera hash graph? Yes, you can. Even though you cannot currently mine Hedera, you can use HBAR purchased on exchanges to stake to increase the weight of your transactions on the hash graph. Hedera also has a proxy staking system that allows holders that don't operate their own nodes to stake their HBAR to someone else's node. Proxy staking isn't currently available, but it is on Hedera's roadmap. Will Hedera become an Ethereum competitor? The Hedera network has more to it than that, and the project continues to grow and evolve. But as you continue to follow Hedera, you should have enough info and understanding to get you started. Whether or not Hedera and the Hedera hash graph will eventually compete directly with Ethereum isn't yet clear. However, the scalable technology is impressive and allows for a much higher rate of transactions than currently available to the Ethereum blockchain. All of that could change with the rollout of Ethereum 2.0, which is scheduled for 2022, which will see Ethereum switch from proof of work to proof of stake. The move should drastically increase Ethereum's transaction potential while reducing its gas fees. Hedera Hashgraph claims to achieve the highest possible level of security, even when malicious actors are present on the network, through a system called ABFT, Asynchronous Byzantine Fault Tolerance. Hedera Hashgraph is faster than the Bitcoin or Ethereum blockchains because their transactions can be processed in parallel, not serially, and has fast latency. It takes only a few seconds for a transaction to be sent out and confirmed, with 100% certainty, by the network. The Hedera Hashgraph platform supports the same object-oriented program language that Ethereum uses, known as Solidity, which is commonly used for smart contracts. By enabling smart contracts, the platform can be used to build decentralized applications, or DApps, which can be used for a variety of use cases, including gaming, decentralized finance, DeFi products, and digital identity, and more. It also benefits from extremely low fees and rapid transactions, with transactions reaching absolute finality in just seconds and transaction fees of under 1 cent. Comparatively, Bitcoin transactions can take more than 10 minutes to confirm and have maintained an average transaction fee of more than $1 throughout much of 2020. In early 2021, fees shot up above $10, reaching as high as $30 per transaction. Despite all of its advantages, unlike many cryptocurrencies, Hedera Hashgraph isn't open source. Instead, the technology is patented, preventing developers from forking the protocol to create their own public versions, similar to how Bitcoin, BTC, was forked into Bitcoin Cash, BCH, and Bitcoin Cash was forked into Bitcoin SV, BSV. Swirlds, the company behind the platform, argues that the algorithm is patented to prevent the loss of network effects, which sees the value of the Hashgraph climb with a growing user base. Since forks can split communities and user bases, this can represent a risk to firms building unforkable chains, which Hedera has eliminated with its patents. Beyond this, with just 19 governors, it's questionable whether Hedera Hashgraph offers the decentralized solution that blockchain purists clamor for. However, since each governor is an industry-leading, highly reputable organization, it is unlikely that they would do anything that is not in the best interests of a network they have considerable stake in seeing succeed. Hashgraph is a relatively new consensus protocol that aims to process transactions faster than existing networks. Hedera layers proof of stake for consensus weighting, a fee and rewards model, a cryptocurrency, and the two key HCS and HTS services on top of Hashgraph, Hedera's consensus algorithm. Since Hashgraph has the potential to process transactions at a comparatively efficient rate, Hedera intends to be a platform that can support high-volume use cases such as micropayments, data integrity, and tokenization. The network also supports a virtual machine that can compile smart contracts written in Solidity, similar to the EVM. Hedera intends to be compliant across jurisdictions by offering native support for optional KYC and AML checks via its verified identity mechanism. Hedera will launch in a permissioned model with only the governing members running nodes. Over time, as the distribution of the network's native token HBAR improves, the node membership will transition from permissioned to fully permissionless, where any network participant can operate a Hedera consensus node. Hedera Hashgraph LLC is a US-based entity that is governed by 39 term-limited global enterprises across multiple industries. These entities manage Hedera's consensus nodes while collaborating to determine the protocol's future direction, i.e. Hedera's near-term governance model. Governing members are responsible for council membership, regulating network rules and tokens, and approving changes to the protocol. They also elect subcommittees that will operate traditional corporate functions, such as legal, finance, and marketing departments. Governing members receive fees from operating nodes to compensate for their security and governance contributions, but they do not take profits from the entity in their role as members. Swirlds is a separate company that owns the intellectual property of the Hashgraph consensus algorithm and is an equal weight governing member. Swirlds has licensed the technology to Hedera Hashgraph. The two entities will use the associated patent rights to legally prohibit anyone from forking the code and creating a competing platform and currency. While the consensus algorithm is not open source, it is open review, meaning anyone can verify there are no backdoors in the code. Additionally, Hedera's application development layer is open. No license is required to build Hedera applications. Hedera is owned and governed by the Hedera Governing Council, which consists of up to 39 term-limited organizations and enterprises. Council members are committed to running consensus nodes and governing software changes. Each member of the Hedera Governing Council has an equal vote when deciding whether to accept an improvement proposal or change to the Hedera's platform codebase. All members have a 3-year maximum term with up to 2 consecutive terms. Swirlds, the creator of the hashgraph algorithm, has a permanent seat and equal vote. After initial members are selected by Swirlds, the Council's membership committee will source replacements. The Hedera network separates governance from consensus. The governance model is more traditional, using a model pioneered by National Bank Americanard Inc., or now Visa, in 1968. It is designed in a way to incentivize the governing body council to do what's in the best interest of the Hedera network and discourage a single company from assuming total control. It also aims to prevent the Hedera Governing Council from being unduly influenced by individual members or node operators. The hashgraph consensus algorithm is proprietary, but open review. Therefore, the network and its cryptocurrency cannot be forked by third-party developers, but the underlying code is available to the public for review.